people, English isn't heavy enough for some phrases, so sometimes, when you want a cooler way to say, hey, what's up, you gotta be like, oye, ¿qué pasa, in Spanish. If something sudden and crazy happens, you can't just say, oh my God, sometimes you gotta speak French and be like, sacre bleu! Sometimes when something really fucked up happens and you can't just say, yo, what the fuck, sometimes you just gotta stare at Navajo. Do you ever stare at old people and wonder if they were a hooker back in the day? Some of them have that. Some of them just have that side wobble, that high traffic wobble, where they're just walking around like this. When they opened up their business for business, it just became a high traffic area and just changed how they walk forever. Crazy shit. Do you ever wonder if a long ass time ago people used to say, hey, it's Black Future Month?
I wish I'd have heard that. I swear to God, I wish I'd have heard that.
If I ever became a professor at a university, I would want to teach a class on autographs because I would never get tired of saying, hey, write this down. Sometimes when I look at Jared, sometimes I think, I look at Jared. Sometimes I look at you and you kind of look like someone that auditioned to be a Ken doll and then never got the job.
Oh, shit! White people are an endangered species.
Earlier, Robert was talking about different video game classes. You got warrior, thief, mage, bard. This is what a bard looks like when everyone else in the party gets killed. Nothing brings people together quite like mental illness. Because everyone gets equally uncomfortable when someone just starts yelling at themselves over nothing. It was my job that they gave away, The other day I was thinking about conspiracy theories and, fuck JFK, fuck anything that the government's done. I was listening to Van Halen, and if you rearrange all of their hits in a certain order, it just tells the story of somebody's life, So, it's pretty much like the story of somebody growing up. They start off as a teenager, and when you're a teenager, Van Halen hits, remember, you're unchained, you're running with the devil. And, sometimes you want to jump because you got dreams, that you've got dreams that you want to have come to real life right now, And you're so crazy as a teenager, you're doing all these drugs and you find yourself yelling out, somebody get me a doctor! And then, the weekend's over, you go back to school, because you're in high school on Monday, and then you're hot for, the only reason you go to school is because you're hot for teacher, You're hot for teacher, and then you try to spit some game at her, you tell her, oh, pretty woman, but, she doesn't have any of it, so you go back home, and, you pull up some porn that looks like your teacher, and then the only thing I can say is eruption, you know what I'm saying? And then, because we ain't talking about love when we're jerking out to porn, right? So then you go back to school the next day because you're surrounded by beautiful girls, and you know, you got to remember, you're Eddie Van Halen because everybody wants them, you know. And you know, and when everybody wants them, you know, sometimes you're the ice cream man. You know, you got to tell them, you know, you're gonna be rolling by at 11 o'clock. And, you know, if you let me cool you down one time, you'll be my regular stop. You know. But you know, when you're the ice cream man, the only thing you dole out is pound cake. You know. And if you dole out enough pound cake, you know, sometimes you got to shout out again, somebody get me a doctor. And then, you know, you dole out enough pound cake, and then you're like, you know what, I'm going to go relax. I'm going to go to Panama, and then, you know, to just dance the night away. And then, out of nowhere, love walks in. And then you ask yourself, why can't this be love? And when it's love, you know, you tell them, can't stop loving you, you know? And then you tell them, you really got me, but you know, they're in Panama, you're from the United States, you gotta bring them over to the United States, and you're like, you know what, I'll wait. And then while all this is happening, back in the United States, you can't remember, you're Eddie Van Halen, you know, Jamie's crying, you know, because you left. She wasn't home and you were the ice cream man. And then you get married, you have a kid, and the cradle will rock. I'm William, everyone.